If you've been on social media, especially Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, you've probably come across pictures of people smiling in a weird and creepy way. And yes, it was the promotional tactics done by the newly released movie, Smile. And we bet it spooked you a bit. Are you a fan of horror movies? Well, spooky season is near, and we have the perfect movie for it. So before we dive in, what exactly is Smile all about? Smile is a horror feature directed by Parker Finn. Smile has a cast who's pretty familiar with the horror niche. It has actors from Scream, Scream 5, I, Frankenstein, and even The Boys. So some of these names might be familiar to you. Sosie Bacon, Jessie Usher, Kyle Jenner, Caitlin Stacey, and Kal Penn. And the film has been released already in cinemas on the 30th of September and is already giving fans the chills, and some of them have already started sleeping with the lights on. Yep, scary, right? The film is about psychologist Rose Cotter, played by Sosie Bacon, who learns about a dark evil after a traumatic event with a new patient. This same evil continues to frighten and endanger her after this event. And to stop the evil, she must learn its origins. But in doing so, she's confronted with her own traumatic past. We don't want to spoil the movie further for you, but you get the picture. Next, let's talk about how initially it was not supposed to be released in theaters. The trailer itself shows a psychological thriller going down that feature a killer on the loose that smiles. And once the trailer hit the internet, it received a lot of positive attention. The marketing campaign for this caught on really quickly thanks to delightful jump scare in the first trailer, and has since gone on to be one of the most memorable marketing pushes we've seen in a while, like actors smiling in the background of baseball games, morning talk shows, etc. We bet you saw those online and got intrigued as well. Oh, we sure did. Because of this, the film studio decided to release the film in theaters, because at first the film would only be released on their streaming service, but since it became a trending topic, it was soon released in theaters. And did you know about this before? Up next, let's discuss how the movie is directed by first-timer Parker Finn. Yes, it's hard to believe, but this is actually Parker Finn's first ever feature film debut, and we couldn't believe it either. It's an expansion of his short film, Laura Hasn't Slept. And the short film won the Special Jury Recognition Prize for SXSW's Midnight Short category. The title character, who's played by Caitlin Stacey, is a young woman desperate to rid herself of a recurring nightmare. She seeks help from her therapist to confront the terror. It got so many positive reviews and won many awards that it eventually got made into a theatrical feature, which is now Smile. Crazy, right? Are you excited to see what movies he will direct next? We bet it's going to be even scarier than this, and we can hardly wait. Up next, let's talk about how people are comparing it to the 2000 horror flicks already. Smile in some way has felt reminiscent of campy horror flicks of the early 2000s, which in a way is refreshing. Smile isn't trying to give some overt political or societal commentary like many modern horror thrillers, but are trending to do. Instead, Parker Finn simply wants to scare a smile onto your face. The comparisons to The Ring and The Grudge are there to be made, and the obvious is it follows, and the movie it manages to avoid feeling like is truth or dare. Either way, this is the type of scary movie you want to see with your friends and in a theater, so go call them up and hit the theaters now. Don't go anywhere, we've got plenty of more facts about the movie lined up for you, especially the one where a famous movie star's daughter is actually the lead of the movie. And now, let's discuss the theme of the movie. Marketed as a horror flick, but more of a psychological thriller for the most part, with horror elements dashed throughout. One particular theme that modern horror loves to explore is the concept of trauma. It's a concept that we all share in very different ways, yet it's something we can all perceivably understand. In the world of Smile, however, trauma is brushed aside. The main character for much of the film is viewed as a nutcase by those around her, and in some ways, this creates the incredibly oppressive atmosphere that the film playfully engages into. It is also so incredibly scary that it gives you chills. Next up, let's talk about the cast of the movie. Sosie Bacon plays the lead role in the movie, and she made her breakout debut in 2005 as a 10-year-old in the movie Loverboy, which was her father Kevin Bacon's film. She later on was casted in the Netflix series 13 Reasons Why and Scream Queens. Jessie T. Usher, best known for playing A-Train in The Boys, plays Trevor. Kyle Gallner plays Joel, and he is known for his role in Scream, Haunting in Connecticut, Jennifer's Body, and Veronica Mars. The rest of the cast includes Caitlin Stacey, Rob Morgan, Kal Penn, and Robin Weigert. Up next, we definitely have to talk about the chilling score of the movie. The score from Cristobal Tapia de Veer is undoubtedly one of the most terrifying scores heard in a horror film in an extremely long time. It's uneasy, it's chilling, and it leaves you almost desperate to look away. Yet Parker Finn's direction and camera work forces you to stay engaged with what you're seeing on screen. The jump scares and this score add up so perfectly together and create a sense of dread mixed in with thrill. And if you're thinking of watching it in the theater, the eeriness will be through the roof. It's enough to make you squirm in your seat, and yes, it will definitely turn that frown upside down. And for people asking for their jump scares, there are. One of the marks of a great horror movie is one that doesn't bend to tropes, but rather effectively bends tropes to fit within the world it's creatively constructed. Smile accomplishes this, for example, when it comes to its jump scares. With Smile, jump scares exist, but usually not in the way we've been conditioned to expect them. It has a slew of carefully put jump scares throughout the movie. And no, we're not talking about the one in the trailer. This movie is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Are you a fan of jump scares? Let us know. And finally, the movie will hit streaming services soon. If you're sad that you can't watch this horror flick at the nearest theater anytime soon, well, don't be. You can soon watch it without leaving the comfort of your couch. Yes, exciting news, right? And we're happy to hear this too. Since the movie is being distributed by Paramount Pictures, it won't be long till the movie will eventually land on the movie studio streaming site, Paramount Plus. The movie will be landing on the streaming service in a month or two. And we hope that you've made an account on Paramount Plus already, and if you haven't, we're certain you're going to be making a new one. In other related news, let's talk about how Smile takes the spot for best second weekend hold for R-rated horror film after Get Out. Smile is still at the top spot at the box office and also at the cinemas. And with David O. Russell's star-studded period drama Amsterdam collapsing in its box office debut, and other newcomer Lyle Crocodile also falling short of expectations, Smile is still the audience's favorite. So far, the horror flick has grossed $49.8 million in North America and $41.6 million overseas, marking a 2022 victory for Paramount. And this can be credited to their marketing, positive word of mouth from the audience, and let's not forget spooky season being very near. A very impressive feat, especially for a horror movie nonetheless. All in all, Smile does a surprisingly effective job of keeping you guessing and boasting some genuinely creepy images that will make for a truly terrific Halloween experience. With a runtime of just under 2 hours, it's a film that truly takes its time to unravel itself and isn't afraid to subvert whatever expectations you may have going on. And the trailer of the movie is a great mirror of what the movie is all about, and it's not even half the terror that the movie actually is. In some sense, this is genuinely more horrific to watch than many of its A24 counterparts, which is a massive surprise, considering the major Hollywood studio that's behind this. And this is a bold and terrifying film, the likes of which haven't been seen in cinemas in a very long time. Still, this is a solid directorial debut from Parker Finn, and we can't wait for what he comes up with next. So if you're a fan of the horror genre, you don't want to miss this. And that's a wrap for this video. Are you planning to catch this movie in theater, or are you going to wait for it to release on the streaming service? Either way, let us know in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one, and thanks for watching.